A huge field of motorcycles on the grid of Surface Paradise. The Shell Oils Australian 250cc Championship. They're ready for a start. Big move on the outside from Donny Osborne, bike 8. He's already won the Australian title, and he leads the championship as they go under the Dunlop Bridge for the first time.
Very, very hard to pick with such a large field going through there. There are about 5 abreast as they went through. It looks as though it could be young Don Osborne there on bike number 8. Just out in front, it could be Martin Renfrey there in second position, just waiting for them to settle down now. Jeff Sale now up into third, doing a great job there as he rounds up second place man. But it's Osborne that leads out from Sale. Traditional enemies on the track, great friends off the track as the big field peels off there at the Sander corner.
These two riders have been fighting out the Australian Championship for the last 2 years, in fact, and Osborne has had the advantage. Sale now comes down right under the tail of the Honda. Sale, of course, on the latest model Yamaha, the T model, whereas Osborne's on the R2 Honda ARRC 250. Just look at that gaggle of riders as they come under the 4X hill. And a great dice will develop for second position in the Australian road racing title in this event.
It is Peter Hinton up into third position, John, which is a very interesting move. Peter not having the best of years, but here he is in this third position and what's going to be very, very classic Jill. Sale now drawing alongside. Seems to have the speed over Osborne there. And Sale takes Osborne down by going to double up for the second time. Third place man, Peter Hinton. It's certainly a classic duel here from the very exciting race. Martin Renfrey now up into fourth position, but it's Jeff Sale on bike number 10 that leads it out now. Osborne just closes up as they go under IPEC corner for the second time.
Jeffrey Sale, with a wealth of experience, has raced several Grand Prix and several seasons over in Europe, versus Donny Osborne behind him on bike 8. Only been racing in Australia for a couple of years, but really young and willing, and has the assistance of his father, who's been the former Australian champion.
In fact, there's 3 generations of Osbornes that have won Australian championships: grandfather, dad, and now young Donny. There's Jeffrey Sale.
Actually, John Donny's father's here, grandfather's here watching as well. So the 3 generations are out of the track to watch this historic meeting.
Martin Renfrey now on 33, up into third position.
Traditionally, Donny's bike has been a little bit faster than Jeff's. Jeff's bought the latest machine this year, and they've been doing a bit of testing with it, and first time down the straight, you could see the advantage of the slipstream. Jeff had a slight advantage, but it seemed to be pretty much the same this time down.
Derek Foster now in bike 2 comes up onto the tail of Martin Renfrey and tries to overtake him in the third position as they go under the Dunlop Bridge, but fails to do so. It's still Renfrey in third place.
What a fantastic duel there from third down to about 10th, John. I mean, you could throw a blanket over them as these two leaders break away, but Renfrey now up into it in third position, snapping at the tail of Osborne. Osborne looks back there over the shoulder. Can see Martin, very, very traditional rivals. All year these 3 have battled out. Good to see Martin up into that high position now.
Interesting to get a time on them next time through, John, because the lap record I noticed he is held 2 years ago by Jeffrey McNaughton. So the development in tyres and machines that's gone on the last 2 years, I'd imagine they should, if riding them to their limit, take half a second to a second off that time.
Derek Foster still in fourth position, still challenging Renfrey as they go through the 4X hill.
Derek having a lot of trouble in practice, having to actually rebuild the inside of the motor with new gearing, changing the internal gearing to try and get the speed up. And he looks as though he's done the effort as he now up into fourth position, wrapping in with Renfrey. Osborne indicating something wrong with the machine, pointing down seriously. There's a problem there.
That's the disadvantage you have when you tune these bikes to such an extent for that extra little bit of performance. They become unreliable, and it's a very fine edge having the reliability and the speed out of it. Wealth of experience with Jeff Sale and his brother Murray Sale, former Australian Grand Prix rider, who travels through all the circuits with him, and they've certainly got a lot of information stored between those two.
And with a great sponsor in Dick Hunter, the man who's put together so many good motorcycle teams in Australia and found the sponsorship of Silastic, as you can see on the side of Sale's bike, the firm that's been sponsoring Sale and the Hunter equip for many years. behind now. The dice for second position between Donny Osborne and Martin Renfrey, and then all the field bunching up behind them now, knocking on the door, looking for a way through.
Well, you certainly couldn't have closer racing as that second down to 10th position still wide open with changes on each lap. Osborne just holding out second. Foster now rounding on the outside. Leslie coming up into it. And also bike number 4, Peter Hinton, right in amongst it now as they once again come up Shell Straight.
1 minute 17.62 on Jeffrey Sale that time round. About a second, in fact, Dennis Neal, off the lap record of Jeff McNaughton. So much for technology.
Well, that's often the case. I think maybe if Jeffrey was pushed a bit harder, he's probably thinking to himself now, just take it easy out in front. And that extra second, it does come when you're really pushed. But shows you the calibre of Jeffrey McNaughton and the team that was running him 2 years ago to record that lap time.
Well, this is the dice that's in fact not putting Jeffrey under a lot of pressure, because Donny Osborne, I'd suggest, is holding up the field ever so slightly behind it and slowing down the pace of the race to a degree as they jockey and battle for position rather than go for outright lap times. Doesn't mean they're trying any less, probably trying a lot more, in fact.
Would be very nice to take a lap record here today as the circuit closes next week, and you would have your name in the record books forever. So I'd be thinking of that if I was riding at this meeting.
Sale now on the main straight, behind him Donny Osborne, behind him bike 60 David Craig, up into third place.
I think he's lapped
yeah, it has
Johnny.
to be, yeah.
That certainly would have made it very interesting through that period there as the fast riders take up on him. But it's still Osborne holding on to the second position. Behind him now we've got Foster coming to it, Dave Moore, Martin Renfrey, virtually 5 abreast under the bridge that time, the fastest part of the circuit, and they'd be peeling off in excess of 200 kilometres an hour, chasing this leader, Jeff Sale, on bike number 10.
Donny Osborne settling down now. He seems to have got over whatever problem he had. Obviously doesn't have to extend himself because he has won the Australian 250 Championship. So would be riding pretty consistently. Whereas Jeffrey really would like to consolidate his second position.
And Roger, there's no way that bike 60 David Craig's been lapped. He is going for it. This bloke has pulled the pin in the biggest possible way, come from nowhere, and he is really giving it heaps in third position.
It would have had to be the safest comment ever, John, but I'm absolutely staggered. The boy is just riding his heart out, and bike number 60 right up in amongst them there, the quickest air express machine of David Craig, now under Donny Osborne and up into second place in the race on bike number 60.
David Craig holds exactly 1 point in the Australian road racing title. He came 16th. He's flying in 16th position outright in the series. He scored his 1 point in Tasmania right at the beginning of the season. And look at him go now.
That's a fantastic
He's up.
thing.
He's past Osborne.
Fantastic. People can really rise to the occasion when you've got all the stars around you at a meeting like this. Beautiful conditions, and he's obviously got his bike running well and feeling really excited today, and probably can't believe himself that he's up dicing in the category that he is.
Well, he's certainly got to believe it, Dennis, because he's there on the beautiful white leathers in that second position in front of Donny Osborne, the man who has actually won the championship, and he's leading it here, chasing out after the man with all the international experience, Jeff Sale. David Craig doing a fantastic effort on this quickest air machine. Also in front of Renfrey, Foster, they're all there, and young David Craig into second.
7 laps down, 3 remaining.
Bit quicker that time, John, for Jeff Sale, 1 minute 16.94. So although he's not pressured, he went a bit quicker.
Renfrey now passes Donny Osborne as well, and other riders sweep through Osborne too, so Osborne off the pace. He doesn't have to ride hard. Remember, he's already won the title.
Osborne visibly slow through that area then, John, and definitely with some mechanical problem. Great shame for the leader, but Jeff Sale's taking every advantage of it to extend his lead. Not to forget David Craig now, who's out after him with Martin Renfrey, and behind him Dave Moore doing a great job on bike number 31.
Craig, of course, a Queensland rider, rides for the Motorcycle Sportsman Club in Queensland, and he's doing a great job on his home circuit in this, the last time that Surfers Paradise International Raceway will ever be used for motorcycle competition. Renfrey in third position behind him on bike 33.
Circuit not in the best of condition too, because during the week of practice we've had several machines blow up and spill a reasonable amount of oil, so the riders will have to alter for that, make allowances for that as they're riding, and mightn't be able to take the ideal line. So
David Moore takes over third position.
That second place man now, David Craig.
Renfrey's back in fourth position behind Moore.
Jeffrey Sale with his very noticeable pink top to his helmet. It was supposed to be red, but I think the painter must have been a bit colourblind.
And Jeff Sale, a man who's been watching the SBS telecast of Wayne Gardner and Kevin McGee in action in the World Championship Series in Europe, and who's been to Europe and done it all himself. And we asked him this weekend whether he'd like to go back. He said sure, but not with the sort of money it's going to cost these days. It's just out of the question. And Jeff, one of a few Australian riders who are really eating their hearts out, knowing fully and enviously that they could be up there doing it as well, if only. But it's a big if. And there's a breakdown as they come onto the main straight. Rider up, so he's okay. Straight into the properly placed hail bales as the blue flag comes out to indicate 1 lap remaining at Surfers Paradise International Raceway. Could it have been David Craig? We'll find out. Jeff Sale certainly leads. Yes, it's a white bike. I'd say that's potentially Craig.
It looks to me as though it is David Craig.
Yep, it is confirmation. It's David Craig, who's been riding harder than probably he's ridden in his life here at this final Surfers Paradise International Raceway meeting.
That's
and the
a great
penalty's
shame.
been paid.
So with every bit of racing, bad luck, there is good luck, and of course this secures it very nicely for Jeff Sale out here on his victory lap.
Puts Martin Renfrey into second position and David Moore into third place.
Did you happen to notice where Derek Foster was, John?
Yes, indeed, fourth position.
In fourth. Well, that consolidates Jeffrey's lead for second in the overall championship. It's nice to be going into the last round knowing that you have a little points break and you don't have that pressure on you, because
and look at the slipstreaming duel going on for second place as Renfrey and Moore sweep all over the circuit behind Jeffrey Sale. And they've crossed the line side by side. You'd never pick it between them. Renfrey and Moore will have to wait for the judge's decision on that. But we know for certain that Jeffrey Sale has won the first heat of the last round of the Australian Road Racing Championship for 250cc machines at Surfers Paradise International Raceway. But let's see now David Craig. As you see him tumbling right from left of screen, and he just had the world's biggest lose. The back end probably broke away, and you can see how fast he was going that it carried him, what, 40 metres across the track?
Oh, good 40 metres, John.
Into the fence.
You're feeling very sore and bruised tonight, I think. Crash Pad's doing a good job there, just washing off that last little bit of speed before he hits that immovable object.
And word comes through that David Moore has taken second place in the Australian 250cc title Heat 1 from Martin Renfrey in third position.